Stooge-a-palooza. I'm Rich Koz, and some of you may have seen a couple versions of the Three Stooges book of scripts that were put out by Moe's family several years ago. But we're fortunate to be able to show you some authentic Stooge scripts from the 40s, brought to us by collector and Stooge fan Larry Rapchak. Larry, it's nice to have you here. And these are really amazing. First, I've got to ask, where did you come up with these?
This was in 1977, in the summer, which is, what, 25 years ago already? Wow. I got a list sent to me in the mail, I don't know where from a collector in Pennsylvania, near Pittsburgh somewhere. And he listed all kind of things, which I really wasn't interested in, bubblegum cards and puppets and all that. But in the middle of it said 5 actual scripts from the 40s, including a Vernon Dent's copy of one of them and a shooting script in a shooting schedule in another one. And he wanted $350 for them. And I called the guy somehow, and he and his wife answered, and I tried to even talk them down a bit. And the wife said, no, we want to keep the original price. So I sent him a check, and I got the script just out of nowhere.
That is amazing. Now, the copy you have here of Crash Goes the Hash.
Yep. And
it appears to be Vernon Dent's copy because it's got his character name, Bull, because he was Fuller Bull, I think.
Yeah.
And his name written on it. And one of the interesting things that you've shown me here is the fact that there are a lot of lines and things in there that have been changed around and things that aren't in there at all that were ad-libbed.
Yeah. Clearly, these scripts were intended as a framework, just a general framework to put the Stooges on the set and then let them draw on their own expertise and their vaudeville routines and whatnot to sort of fill it out. Because a lot of the lines that are here are changed, a lot of them aren't even here, and a lot of them are reassigned between the Stooges. So clearly this was just like a template for them to work off of.
Now, one of the scenes that we were talking about when we were looking at the script was the scene where the parrot crawls into the turkey. And in the script, you showed me that there is actually no dialogue for Moe there, and what Moe says is actually ad-lib.
Yes, well, what clearly happened, first of all, it's Curly that's supposed to be tearing apart the turkey in the script, and it's Larry. And Larry, as you may recall in the film, they worked out the most lame premise for him, most contrived for him to bend over. He says, "Oh, gum on my shoe, just my luck." An immortal line. He bends over, Moe puts the turkey on his back, and then Larry starts to tear it apart. Then Moe has to knock Larry into the corner, knocking over the parrot cage. And while Moe is beating up on Larry, we see the parrot getting into the turkey. Well, apparently in post-production, Moe had to go into a studio and ad-lib some dialogue over that off-camera to cover the bird, that parrot getting into the turkey. And he came up with the immortal line, "Now don't let me ever see you do or say anything again to a turkey." Just immortal stuff.
And one other thing is, and I think a lot of very fervent Stooge fans will probably have noticed this, at the end of the short, when, is it Simona Boniface?
Yes.
Comes in and her big line is,
"You I shall marry," instead of that horrible
everything
prince.
after that, there's nothing in the script about that. It's all ad-libbed by the Stooges.
Yes, including Larry's final, "I'm standing here, I'm not doing anything." So these guys, I mean, they just drew on their talent, and one may argue for decades about the fact that they weren't Chaplin or Laurel and Hardy, but they were very talented, savvy guys.
I think we all appreciate that. And we're going to continue to check out these authentic Three Stooges scripts with Larry Rapchak after another inside look at the Stooge studio system. This time the boys are exterminators who somehow end up working as movie publicity agents whose stunt to promote a starlet with a fake kidnapping turns alarmingly real. The alleged abduction ends up with Shemp out on a ledge and some familiar food flinging by the suddenly smart Mr. Fine.
Since when did you get so smart?
Oh, I've been smart all the time, only you didn't know it. Say, when I come back, I'll give you the password.
Brilliant. What'll it be?
Open the door.
Right?
Straighten up for the Studio Stoops on Three Stooges Stooge-a-palooza. With popcorn on Stooge-a-palooza as we continue to take a look at some authentic Stooge scripts generously provided for our examination by our guest, Larry Rapchak. And Larry, one of the things you're showing me here is something I really think is amazing. It's an actual shooting schedule for a Stooge short.
Yes, it's for the 1943 Booby Dupes, which you guys ran a few weeks ago. And it's a 2-page typed schedule was done in 4 days. It has all of the information on the top and the dates, and then it's broken down by days and what exact scenes were shot on each day. And this was typically done in any studio for any film. And here on the first day, you see Moe, Curly, and Larry were called the woman, bit part, I don't know the actress's name, the one who said, oh, skeleton fish. 10 extras and 6 cats were needed, as you see.
So we have the complete cast there, including the 6 cats are listed as who's necessary.
Also, it lists a double for Moe and a double for Larry. That's obviously where the two women hit them or punched them and they went flying back into the garbage cans. And then also at the end of that day, they shot the little bit with the pilot, the pilot up in the cockpit who looks down and sees them waving the flag.
The other thing that's interesting about this is you mentioned that because it was wartime, they did something that is evident here.
Yes, here they typed this shooting schedule by reusing paper from old scripts there in the studio office. And this is a script, I have no idea what it is. It has something to do with Boston Blackie.
Yeah, well, there were a series of Boston Blackie movies that used to air here in Chicago on Channel 9 every so often. So they really were trying to keep up with things. Something that I find is amazing is that there are so many lines that end up being changed and so many scenes that are probably shot and don't ever make it to the film, because this script that you've got here, which was for Metrophony, lists an actress and her character, and that's not even in the short.
Yeah, if you can see here on this precious relic the name of an actress, Sally C, last name C, and Miss S.Y. I didn't know what that was until I read through the script. And there's a scene where Octopus Grabbus, the king played by Vernon Dent, this scene does not appear in the film as we know it, but when we were introduced to his court, there was a bathing beauty scene with Miss Rome, Miss Syracuse, and Miss Athens or whatever, and Miss Syracuse is Miss S.Y.'s Syracuse, and she had a little dance bit that she did. So it was a little featured role, and poor Sally C, whoever she was, you know, her scene was probably filmed and then cut.
And you have the script for Beer Barrel Polecats, and one of the most famous lines in it actually is different in the short than it is in the script.
Yeah.
And that's the one where the Stooges are all putting the yeast in and suddenly realize we all put the yeast in. And in the script,
it says we all put in the yeast, which is just...
Which ruins the whole kind of
doesn't have that clearly
rhythm.
the rhythm. And clearly they got on the stage and they said, and they tried it, and they said it would be better if we switched these 2 words. It just has...
Unfortunately, Larry, we're running out of time. Could you come back sometime?
I'd love
and tell
to.
us more about
Love
that?
to,
That'd be
Rich.
tremendous.
Love
We
to.
appreciate
Love to.
having you here, Larry Rapchak. And still to come, more film fiascos with the Stooges, plus a short, often banned from the TV airways. But now, let's all go to the lobby for that popcorn I promised you.